Okay, good morning. Today I'm doing some making some chili beans, and this is my favorite bean here. Camellias. Okay. For somebody that's never cooked beans, these are the ones I took out. See that? That's real dark. I took out this one because it looks raggedy. Oops. This is a half. Oh, that was a half. See, this one has a spot on it. This is another one that I wouldn't cook. We take for granted that people know, but we don't assume. We just go ahead and throw it in there. No big deal. Anyway, so I'm going to put them on in the crock pot. It's not very many of them, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want beans and chili. I want chili beans. And here they are in a crock pot. It's only a ½ pound, but remember, these actually swell as they cook. So we're going to leave these on low, and when I get home, we're going to make the chili sauce, and I'll come back and show you. It's real easy. I use this, one of my recipes, I use a seasoning packet, and I add other ingredients to it. So I'll see you. Have a good day. Make some. Okay, so now we're getting ready to make the chili, and what I use is this 2 alarm chili kick by Fowler's. There it is. So you're going to brown your ground beef first, and then have all the seasoning packets that you want. But that's what I start off with, because I also add it. All it calls for is the 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce, and well, 1 can and 2 cans of water. But I have a more tomato base because I use diced tomatoes, and I use rotel tomatoes in mine to give it a little kick. And after this brown, I'll be back. Okay, so there's still a little red in the meat, but I strained all that other grease out of it. And now this is where I start deviating from the recipe. I add a little seasoning blend to mine. Not a whole lot. And also, I add a little salt and pepper. See, there's very little grease in there. Okay, so with this 2 alarm chili mix comes your seasonings. So here they give you paprika, a mixture of cumin and oregano. They give you onions and garlic. This is dehydrated. And they give you chili pepper. This is your chili. And they also give you salt. And if you make it just like the recipe, it's actually good. I like to amp the flavor up a little bit. So and also they give you the reason why it's 2 alarm chili, they give you some masa to like thicken it, and they also give you some red pepper. And I use the rotel, so I don't put the red pepper in there. Now we're going to add 8 ounces of tomato sauce. They tell you to add 2 cans of water. We're going to add 1. I'm adding a 14.5 can ounce can of diced tomatoes. I'm adding rotel tomatoes and all of the seasoning packets. So we got the salt, the chili pepper, paprika, the cumin and oregano mix, and the dehydrated onion and garlic. And usually you don't have to add anything else to this, and no more salt or anything at this point. I'm going to stir this up real good, and I'm probably going to add just a little more water, just because I added those other cans of things to it. And we're just going to let this simmer. And the beans from this morning, I kept it on low, and they weren't finished, so I've actually added them, and I poured that water off of it because it was real dark. Added some more hot water, and I have it boiling now on the stove. So you and her, and you want to make a quick chili that's good, this is really, really flavorful. Even without adding all this extra, it's just good just the way it is. Nothing else added to it. I wanted to show y'all I added some more water to it and how loose it is now. So we're just going to let this simmer. It says to let it simmer for 30 minutes or until the meat is tender. So I'll let this simmer for 30 minutes. I don't want to add the beans too fast because I want the chili flavor to be through it. I don't want it to taste like beans and chili. I want the chili to be more prevalent than the beans, okay? And so sometimes what I'll do too, I don't have very much liquor, as you can see. This is going to cook down as we cook this. And so when I add the beans, I don't want to add, if it's a lot of water, I don't want to add it all because, like I said, I want it to taste like chili and beans, not beans and chili. Okay? So we're going to let this simmer. Okay. It's been simmering now for the 30 minutes. And so this is what it looks like before we add our beans to it. So we're going to add the beans. Right. And here's what the beans look like. I wanted to show y'all. When I came in, I poured that first water off of them. It was real, real dark. And so I had it on low all day, and they still hadn't even started boiling. So I think this has been boiling long enough. I'm going to add the beans, not all that liquor though. Some of it, but not all. Because if you put all this liquor from the beans in there, it's going to taste like beans with chili added. Okay. So we're adding the beans and the liquor from the beans. And so this is our final product here. So we're just going to let this simmer. See, it's not a whole lot of beans. It's some beans, but it's not a whole lot. I did a half of that 1 pound bag. So we're going to let this cook, and it's going to thicken as it cooks. And then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like when it's finished. But very flavorful. It's easy to make. So if you try it, let me know what you think. So this is the consistency I want when I turn it off. I do want a little, like liquor. I don't want it too thick. I like it like that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. You could have this with rice. I'm doing it with rice and cornbread. You can use your corn chips. Put your little sour cream and cheese on top, but I'm just going to do rice with mine. And here's what we have. This is the Wick Fowler's 2 Alarm Chili. If you can find it in your location, try it. It's really, really good. You can use it the way I've just done it, or you can choose to do it just as the recipe says, and it's good both ways. Enjoy.